The world has two real large challenges right now. One of them is to make sure that we have energy to supply our economies, to improve the standard of living for people all over the world. And the second challenge is to be able to do that without harming the environment. The answer to both of these problems is technology. It's who we are, it's in the DNA of the company.
Voters need a choice, and the idea that we should censor ourselves and not run for elective office when supposedly we have equal rights to run for office is another way of saying to the voters, we're going to deny you the choice of your free candidate.
But don't you have the same opportunity now to have elected the person who represents the policies that you're most against?
Bush took the election from Gore. They ought to go after the thieves in the 2000 election, not after the Green Party or other third parties who have a constitutional right to run for elective office.
Mr. Nader, you were definitely an outcome of the part of the outcome of the election of 2000, less so in 2004, but in neither time did you reach even 3% of the total vote. Do you think it's going to be any different this time around?
I think so, and the purpose of this campaign is to build for the future, not just to focus on 2008. It's to build alternative parties, build a new democracy, involve more people in solving the problems in this country as they see it.
Are there any new issues for you this time as opposed to 2000 and 2004? Are you getting into the race this time, or is it still the same?
Well, nuclear power is rearing its radioactive head, and it demands government guarantees because Wall Street won't finance nuclear power plants because they're too risky. And we need to supplant any possibility of resurgence of nuclear power and its deadly radioactive waste with solar energy.
Why are you running? What makes you the better candidate?
Well, because I get things done. I've got a 40-year record here in Washington that has saved millions of lives and prevented injuries, safer cars, safer food. We passed the Drinking Water Safety Act, Freedom of Information Act. It's not just rhetoric, but in the last few years, big money and the closing down of Washington against citizen groups prevent us from trying to improve our country. And I want everybody to have the right and opportunity to improve their country. And Thomas Jefferson put it very well. When you lose your government, you got to go in the electoral arena. He called it a revolution. Let's call it a Jeffersonian revolution is needed in this country.
So you think that running is the best way to accomplish what you just talked about?
Well, it's the only way to try to open up the system and to fill the months during a presidential campaign with subject matter dealing with injustices, deprivations, and solutions that the major candidates, Obama, Clinton, and McCain, are ignoring day after day, like single payer, like the bloated, wasteful military budget, which people in the Pentagon have described to me.
What about the Iraq war? What is your position on that, and how would you get us out of it?
6-month withdrawal deadline. That's our main bargaining power. We say to the Iraqi people, to Shiites, Sunnis, and Kurds, we're going to give you your country back. We're going to give you your oil back. You've got 6 months to put it together. We'll have international peacekeeping soldiers to help you. We'll continue humanitarian aid, and we'll have a UN-sponsored free election.